What's up, guys? So I'm sure you guys are probably curious of why I got the earbud in. That's because I got my flu shot last week, and now I'm feeling the effects of it, and I'm probably going to be feeling it for quite some time. So I do have the earbuds in. Um, that way I can still talk to you guys and work this video. So I do apologize. I am sick. Excuse me. And I should be okay within I should be fine within the next week or so. But usually whenever I get a flu shot, these things take take a while. So I do apologize. But let's get down with today's video because it seems like WWE's partnership with ESPN could come to an end earlier than expected. But the question is why? Why why could this become a reality? Well, this actually goes back to last month with WrestlePalooza. If you guys recall, the card for WrestlePalooza was unlike anything that we had ever dreamt of. WrestlePalooza was considered to be one of the worst premium live events of 2025 because the card was, don't get me wrong, the card was pretty loaded. I mean we got to see the return of AJ Lee, the return of Brock Lesnar, but not one of these literally the match between John Cena and Brock Lesnar, the match between the Usos and the Brawns, the mixed tag team match between Punk and between CM Punk and AJ Lee, and of course Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, and not even the WWE title match between Cody and Drew was compared. Literally, not one of those matches compares to the match that we saw between Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer. That was literally match of the year. It was such an instant classic that ESPN supposedly gave WrestlePalooza a grade C. Yeah, you heard me right. A grade C, which apparently is considered to be one of the worst grades that ESPN has ever given to any big live event ever since its inception all the way back when. And speaking of low grades, if you guys remember yesterday, I got my Ghost Rare and my Secret Rare graded. These are the cards I got graded. Ghost Rare, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, Secret Rare, Elemental Hero Magma Neos. I actually scanned the QR code that's on the back of the Secret Rare, and apparently, and I found out that this is the only PSA 7 in existence, which is amazing. So unfortunately, I couldn't really find prices on it, but the Ghost Rare I will be selling. I will be selling the Ghost Rare. So if you guys are interested in buying this PSA 7 Ghost Rare Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, you guys can message me on my Instagram. My ad will be in the description below. Again, be sure to hit me up on IG, and we'll definitely talk business. But big shout outs to GameStop and PSA for getting both these cards graded. I will be getting more cards graded in the future. I'm not really sure when though. But this will be posted on my Instagram. I'm not sure if I'll post it in my story or just on my main page. But you guys will see it sometime today or tomorrow. I don't know, guys. I'm sick. I apologize, but again, this will be available for sale. This one I'm contemplating. I don't know if I'll sell it overall or I'm gonna keep it, but the Ghost Rare definitely up for sale. A bit of a funny story with this one. My brother, who you guys had seen in some of my earlier videos from the early stages of my channel, bought a Clash of Rebellion special edition box, a special edition mini box. Out of one pack, he pulled this card. So I chose. So I figured, you know what? I'll get it graded and see what it comes back as. I'm not surprised that it came back as a 7, but this one I'm actually kind of shocked, but obviously for a good reason. I didn't realize it, but the centering, you guys can easily tell the centering is way off. So that was why. But moving on from that. Again, this right here available for sale. So if you guys are interested in buying it, you guys can message me on my Instagram. But anyway, speaking of grades, again, ESPN gave WrestlePalooza a grade of 7, which to which it was a pretty low grade, and it made ESPN contemplate whether or not they should continue the partnership with WWE. And with Crown Jewel taking place tomorrow, one has to wonder if Crown Jewel will be able to make up for what happened at WrestlePalooza. It's possible, but no one really knows for sure. WWE's deal with Peacock is supposed to expire in March of next year, to which I believe all of WWE's PLEs, both the main roster and NXT, are supposed to take place on ESPN. However, there have been some rumors that WWE is slated to sign a new deal with Peacock, potentially signing them to another 5-year deal, which could potentially give WWE the chance to move all of the main roster PLEs from ESPN back over to Peacock, which honestly, I'm thinking that's what's probably gonna end up happening. I know that Netflix has opted to try to get the main roster PLEs onto their service, because Monday Night Raw is on Netflix, and this whole year for Raw on Netflix has been a bit chaotic, to say the very least. I know that when it first aired on Netflix back in January, it was literally the most watched episode of Raw in WWE history. In the 25, almost 30 years, in the 30 years that Monday Night, in the 30 plus years that Monday Night Raw has been on TV, there was not one episode of Raw that was as impactful as the Raw premiere on Netflix. Because if you guys remember, Monday Night Raw was a part of USA for a very long time. Yes, it did have a brief stint with the TNN and Spike TV for a short while, but it stayed on the USA Network for the longest time. Now it's on Netflix, and it's going to be there for literally for the next 9 years, which some people would believe that it's too long, because people might stop watching Raw, but who knows? But excuse me. Excuse me, and I apologize if I bursted your guys' eardrums. I apologize. Um. Anyway, with the main roster PLE moved to ESPN again, as I stated, WrestlePalooza, it literally under delivered. It was so underwhelming that ESPN apparently there were rumors that they went on social media and said that they were contemplating terminating their deal with WWE before it truly began, because it was supposed to begin right around WrestleMania, which apparently they chose to wait until WrestlePalooza to start the partnership, which was a bad idea, because I feel like WrestlePalooza could have been better if it was on Peacock. But on that note, if this becomes true and they make the move to terminate their deal with WWE, where should the main roster PLEs go? Well, interestingly enough, Disney had they had opted to bid. They did opt to bid a big chunk of money to put all the main roster PLEs onto Disney Plus, which I get it. I mean, I get it. WWE is supposed to be a family show, but now, according to the eyes of a lot of fans, it's more suited for rich people, which I don't see it that way. I think this is just WWE's way of trying to make back all the money that they lost during COVID, because they lost a lot of money during the pandemic. In fact, apparently according to a report from within the last year, I think last year or two, apparently WWE had lost more than $17 billion. Whoa. There we go. Had to fix my tripod. Anyway, apparently, supposedly they had lost more than $17 billion during the pandemic, which is the reason why they had to let go of more than four dozen talent, production crew, cameramen, referees, commentators, and of course WWE executives as well. They literally had to let go more than four, almost like 6 dozen people, which is the most that we had ever found out ever in history. So they had to let go a lot of people, and there's still, even now, I believe they're still trying to get back that money. But I believe once this deal with ESPN comes up, I'm pretty sure that WWE will go back to Peacock. I'm not entirely sure, but I will say that this partnership has been off to a very, very, very rocky start. And the reason for that is because fans they've had no choice but to pay $30 a month to use ESPN unlimited, which is what I had to do, which is the reason why I chose to get these cards graded, because I wanted to sell them and I can use the money to start buying out binders. So yeah, there's that. There is that, but also too, there are a lot of people that chose to use a VPN service to be able to watch the PLEs on Netflix. But now apparently ESPN has prevented that from happening. and now most of the U.S. have no choice but to use ESPN to watch the PLEs, because the PLEs on ESPN, we have to deal with ads. So I don't know. So again, I said it before when I talked about when I did the WrestlePalooza results, but I'm not sure if there's a way to watch ESPN unlimited without the ads. I really don't know. I know that using a VPN service to watch it on Netflix is one thing, but other than that, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not. I'm not sure if there is a way. Maybe get the Hulu bundle with ESPN. Maybe that's it. I'm not so sure, but yeah, fans that got ESPN like myself are sick and tired of the ads, and that's something that they have ranted about on social media to ESPN, telling them, hey, get rid of the ads. We want to watch the whole show without ads whatsoever. And apparently ESPN has yet to do anything about it. So, but we will have to wait and see. But if ESPN does remove WWE, if they do indeed terminate their deal with WWE, where could they go? Where should WWE move the PLEs to? Well, they could move them back over to Peacock. The only problem is that they would have to take WrestlePalooza and Crown Jewel and move them potentially over to Peacock, which could become a hassle because of like copyright infringement and all that, which is pretty understandable. They could move it over to Netflix to pair it off with Monday Night Raw, but who knows? I think excuse me. I think this partnership with WWE and ESPN, it's probably gonna end a lot sooner than people may believe, and it could potentially happen around the time of WrestleMania. So sometime between now and WrestleMania is when sorry guys if I'm chewing. I actually have a cough drop. I had a cough drop in my mouth and it melted completely. So I apologize for chewing it, but um, yeah, I have a feeling that this partnership isn't gonna last long, especially with the fact that people have to pay $30 a month on top of an additional $20 for Peacock, and an additional 30, like I think what is it, $25, $26 for Netflix. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that it's not gonna end well, to say the very least. I don't think it's gonna end well, but I will say it's going to be very very interesting. Crown Jewel tomorrow morning will be very interesting, to say the very least. And yes, I will have to stay up all night like I did with Elimination Chamber when it was in Perth. And on that note, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.